This morning, Houston reeling after deadly chaos at a music festival. At least 8 people killed and dozens injured when a crowd surged last night at the city's Astroworld festival. One of those hurt, just 10 years old.
Approximately.
Shalom, Yasharahla. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, to the 144,000 elect, and to the 1/3 of all men, women, and children of the nation of Yasharahla that are coming back to these laws, statutes, and commandments in these last days. Stampede at Astroworld Festival in Houston leaves at least 8 dead. Now, this is a Travis Scott concert that just went wide left. Now, if you're familiar with Travis Scott, his concerts are known to be absolute ragers. I mean, just lots of people in an open area, and it's just, you know, a crazy concert. But in this particular event, things went a little bit over the top, and it resulted in 8 people dying and a lot more people that were seriously injured. So let's look at this video to see what was going on.
9 o'clock, 9:15, the crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage, okay, and that caused some panic, and it started causing some injuries. People began to fall out.
Some 50,000 people in the crowd there to see headliner rapper Travis Scott, who also organized the festival to raise funds for his youth charity, the Cactus Jack Foundation. But earlier in the day, possible warning signs of a situation spinning out of control. Hundreds of festival goers storming past security, surging through metal detectors, and stepping over each other to get into the sold-out concert. At least 3 people injured in the earlier chaos. Police promising to get to the bottom of what went wrong.
We will treat it as an investigation because we don't know.
Authorities saying a mass casualty event triggered at 9:38 p.m. 17 people taken to hospital, 11 of them suffering cardiac arrests.
You see that? So the police are confounded. They're trying to investigate to see what was going on in this concert. Were people being put to death, or were people suffering from something else? Now, there's been a lot of speculation on all the certain things that were happening during this concert. I've heard, you know, some of these individuals that were in cardiac arrest, they were under the influence of a certain drug called fentanyl or flakka, which is that zombie drug that makes people lose their minds for a temporary amount of time, but they become zombies and their lives are no longer in their hands, right? Other people are saying that people were passing out because of the crowd pressure. There's a lot of folks that were trying to get as close to the stage as possible, and imagine like you're in the middle of that crowd and you just feel the pressure from everybody else surrounding you squeeze tighter and tighter. That could cause, you know, a bit of trauma where you might even pass out or even have a heart attack if you're claustrophobic. And if you're under the influence of a drug during that time as well, then, you know, then you're just going to get caught out there, you know. But this goes to show that if you don't believe in witchcraft and sorcery, you should believe it after looking at something like this, okay? Because every concert is essentially a ritual, okay? It is a sacrifice that is being made to these false gods that you never really hear about in the concerts. So when people attend the concert, they put their energy, they put their time, and they sacrifice their essence to this false god on behalf of the artist. Because the artist, if you think of an artist as like a prophet for Satan, right? An apostle for Satan. They do his will, and they make sure that he is fed with the energy of the people. So whenever you look at these concerts, Let's go back a couple of it was earlier. It was just a quick scene right here when they're showing like the actual concert. So you see here all these people at the concert
And to fall out.
all these people at the concert, and they're giving, obviously they're giving their attention to the artist, but look at what's behind the artist. Okay, you always got to dig deeper and see what's actually going on behind the scenes, because that depiction behind Travis Scott, okay, for those who have ears to hear and eyes to see, that actually symbolizes a portal. Okay, now this portal is like a vortex for what? For your energy. Okay, so just by attending the concert, you're subliminally agreeing to have your energy sacrificed into this portal, right? So Travis Scott, the artist, has already got you primed up. He's got a lot of these people primed up already through the music, because there's sorcery in the music, suggesting certain things, certain drugs, certain drinks, certain mindsets that they need to be in to attend his concert. So a lot of these young kids who go to this concert, they're already in the mindset of wanting to rage and be destructive and be under the influence of a drug, because in their minds that would complete the ultimate Travis Scott experience, is to fulfill the things that he's suggesting in his music, and coupling that with actually attending one of his concerts. So a lot of these people got all kinds of spirits on them to begin with, but these are the people who are willingly allowing themselves to be sacrificed to these the demonic spirits. Okay, so now this is a sacrifice, right? As I said before, and as you can see, 8 people died and 17 people were injured. Those deaths mean something to the Illuminati. Those deaths mean something to these demonic spirits, because after all, that energy is still going to them, right? Because they signed themselves off by attending this concert. So when you see the type of behavior that's going on in these concerts, you can see the amount of evil spirits that are in the area, right? That's causing these attendees to act in the way they act. So let's get a little bit more from this video.
Over each other to get into the sold-out concert. At least 3 people injured in the earlier chaos. Police promising to get to the bottom of what went wrong.
We will treat it as an investigation because we don't know.
Authorities saying a mass casualty event triggered at 9:38 p.m. 17 people taken to hospital, 11 of them suffering cardiac arrests, more than 300 treated on the scene.
Obviously a very
On the scene.
And I kind of want to get in on this flyer here. So this is the official flyer for the concert, and as you can see, we have the 2 all-seeing eyes in between the hands, which means they know what they're doing. They're deliberately telling you that this festival is literally to drain you of your energy, right? Your hard-earned energy that was used to save up the money to go to the concert, and then ultimately your actual energy when you go to the concert, and they say throw your hands up, and then you see the flashing lights, and like you're responding to the actual concert. Your energy is being sucked out of you and given to these gods, and it's actually giving more power to these spirits. So as you can see here, all these artists are a part of it because they are under contracts, and they signed that deal for fame and fortune, so they're all a part of this. So Roddy Ricch is going to be there, Lil Baby's going to be there, Don Toliver, Metro Boomin, all the people that we know are going to be in this concert. But the purpose of this concert, as you can see, is to drain you of your energy. Okay, so you see here, open your eyes to a whole new universe, and this is the universe that they're trying to create with the New World Order, right? So all these things that's like, these are bad things. 17 people taken to the hospital, 11 suffering from cardiac arrest, 300 treated on the scene. All these are a result of this ritual. These are allowing these demons to come in to the concert and wreak havoc on the people who willingly signed up to be a part of this ritual, whether they know it or not.
Obviously a very extremely tragic night. People go to these events looking for a good time, a chance to unwind, to make memories.
But no one ever wanting to leave with memories like these. Now, we have not yet heard from Travis Scott or other festival organizers, but there are major questions still outstanding about whether this festival should have been allowed to go ahead given those injuries earlier in the day. Guys?
Yeah, just a glaring question there, and the video unbelievable. Raf Sanchez, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel.
All right, so that's just one video. They're referring to the stampedes that were happening earlier in the day, where attendees couldn't even wait to get through the door because they wanted to be the first ones. They wanted that first row seats, right? So a lot of them, let's see if we can find that video.
Social media posts. As we showed that video all day yesterday, you had dozens of people much earlier in the day break through security barriers to bypass the main checkpoints to surge into the Astroworld.
Now look at this. Doesn't this look like the end of the world? Like you would think that this was a part of some zombie apocalypse movie, but no, this is just normal human beings that are attending a concert. But as you can see, these people are already in that mindset of, you know, chaos, disorder, and anarchy, right? Because in a normal concert, people would just wait until it's their turn to get their ticket scanned, and then, you know, they might walk fast to get there, but they actually overthrew the gates.
Festival, you had some people that were detained and arrested, but many more were able to get into the crowd. You saw a massive crowd around that stage when Travis Scott first came in. There's so many posts on social media showing that, and people surging forward, people jumping, people chanting, everything as that concert was starting. A lot of people are posting on social media that as the crowd started surging forward, not everybody knew what was going on. We're now seeing posts from entertainers and people who were in the crowd showing the paramedics rushing in, trying to perform CPR on some people, a general mass confusion as everybody was rushing towards the stage. This is reminiscent of what happened at a Who concert in 1979 when people...
You see that? So you don't want to be caught out there when chaos ensues. When you're in the midst of 1,000 people and there's confusion, you run the risk of being suffocated. You run the risk of being trampled. You run the risk of being in cardiac arrest. You know, that's why we're supposed to be treating our bodies as a temple, because if you're somebody who can't stop smoking, can't stop doing drugs, and then you find yourself in a situation where you think you're just going to a Travis Scott concert, and you go there under the influence, you go there with the mindset of raging, and this is how it all backfires. This is how it all backfires when the crowd actually takes on a mind of its own, which is actually the mind of that demonic spirit that's behind the scenes of this entire ritual, and all hell starts to break loose. What are you going to do? You're just going to be caught out there.
People were trying.
And here was some footage posted by somebody. Here, one of those people collapsed. As you can see, the concert is still going on. So there's people, as a matter of fact, look, these Travis Scott's right there. While somebody is being, you know, attended to, the concert didn't stop.
Everybody go put a middle finger up in the sky.
Somebody's being carted off, and the concert is still going on. This is absolute got people on top of the police car. So this is actually a riot. It's a riot.
We're in there, bro. Shut the fuck up. Exactly right. We're in there. People are fucking dying. I want to save somebody's life.
You see that? So finally somebody actually realizes, hey, I want to see what's going on. I want to see if there are actually people dying here, because while this concert is going on, we can't ignore the fact that there's people who actually need help, people who are actually suffering, you know? And a lot of people are questioning, you know, whether Travis Scott should have stopped sooner to prevent these deaths from occurring.
That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the sky.
I'm gonna save him.
Two hands to the sky. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up. Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me. Let's go.
You gotta hold people in the people take care of them.
Next song.
The Travis effect.
So now people are acting crazy because they're starting to realize that people are getting trampled. People are dying. They don't know if there's an active shooter or people are dropping dead just because they're having a heart attack. Like all hell's breaking loose right now. Here go the cops coming from the other direction, and now they're coming running back this way like zombies. So this is a precursor. This is a prelude for what's to come. And you do not want to be a part of the 2/3. This is what the 2/3 is going to look like in these last days. So if you're somebody who likes to attend concerts, and you know, there's nothing wrong with attending concerts, but if you value like going to concerts and having a good time and doing all these things over the Most High and being obedient to his laws, statutes, and commandments, and doing what you're supposed to be doing to serve his ministry, you're going to be a part of this crowd. In one way or another, you're going to get caught out there. So I just want to get a few scriptures before we close out. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This Travis Scott concert is an example of spiritual wickedness in high places, because these concerts are handcrafted to do one thing, and that is to deprive you of your spiritual energy, okay, of that life force, okay? They are designed, every light, every graphic, everything from the lyrics to the music to the little devices that they use. Put your left, everybody to my left, scream. Everybody to the right, scream. Everybody in the back, scream. Put your hands up. All of that is spiritual compliance to give up your energy to whatever wicked, demonic, satanic spirit that is really behind the scenes in that concert. Okay, and that's the fight that we're fighting. We're fighting against that. That's why we have to be against partaking in some of these wicked behaviors, because we don't know what we're giving ourselves up to. Next scripture is 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Who are we coming from amongst? Right? It's the 2/3. It's the people that are in this world, who love the things of this world. Right? People who don't understand the things that are of the spirit, They only understand the things that are of the flesh, serving their flesh. And Satan is the god of the flesh. Okay? As far as carnality is concerned. But the God that we serve is not just the God of the flesh, but he is the God of the spirit. Okay? He is the end all be all. He is the fully realized manifestation of perfection. So we got to come from among them. We have to be separate. We can't be in the truth and then we're over celebrating these wicked holidays and going to these wicked concerts and partaking in them. We will be hypocrites, right? So we have to make our calling and election sure by being completely separate from these other nations and the ones who are asleep. This is the book of Job, chapter 12 and verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So make no mistake that the Lord will have you in these types of crowds, because the deceived, the people who are attending these concerts, and the deceiver, who are the witches and warlocks that are conducting the concerts, in this case it's Travis Scott, they both belong to the Lord. So it is the Lord's will. The Lord is using the spirits on the left-hand side through the artist, right, to deceive the fans of that concert. And the Lord is just putting them all in that 2/3 category, because the deceived and the deceiver both are deliberately chosen by the Lord to gather those people and set them in their rightful places. All right, so that's all I really want to get into. But hey, man, you got to stay on fire, and you have to be aware of these things, because if you aren't able to perceive when spiritual wickedness is occurring, then you're gonna get caught up in it. And with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. If one person was edified, the job has been done. Until the next video, Shalom.
Just felt like we was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like it felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe, you couldn't see. Like, just imagine all the people they're gonna find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like, I'm thinking it's probably gonna be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like, I kid you not. Like, in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted, and the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning them black and blue. Like, I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like, once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they could have do. Like, this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. Like, that was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like, people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like, help. The whole crowd was just going like, help, help, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like, that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro. And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything. Like, you know, like, I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but like, after tonight, bro, like, God really showed me, like, you know, like, stay away from that shit, bro. Like, that shit not for you, because, like, he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like, for real. Like, so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. You know, he influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in, and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those dead bodies, and that was just by me.